This is KGW News at 11.
And thanks for joining us on this Saturday night. I'm Tim Gordon. Art Edwards is tracking the Camp Creek fire for us. We'll get to him in just a minute. But first, Ashley Grams is here with the current conditions out there. Ashley?
Right, we're starting to see a big plume of smoke from this Camp Creek fire. Here's a look at that smoke map right now, and you can see burning in the Mount Hood National Forest, and it's starting to push out east just a little bit. Let's move forward in this futurecast right now, and you can just see how far out this smoke plume is pushing, and we could even see air quality go down because of this, and this could actually make its way to the Dalles as we continue to move forward into tomorrow night. We're just going to continue to see this, and still a lot of haze over the metro area, but the metro area in a good position to kind of miss some of this smoke from the Camp Creek fire. If you're in the Dalles, you're probably not quite so lucky, so you want to pay attention to those air quality alerts to see if you're sensitive, maybe head inside. Now we are tracking some rain, which is good news for those firefighters out there. Could see some scattered showers over the Cascades and to the eastern side of the state, and while it's been fairly warm and we have a pretty warm night here, I think we're still in the 80s. We could start to see some of those temperatures cool down this week. We'll get to that in a minute. Tim?
All right, Ashley, thanks. We'll see you then. And now back to the latest on the Camp Creek fire in the Mount Hood National Forest. It grew to over 900 acres today, and more resources are on the way to fight the flames. It's burning in the Bull Run watershed. Here's Art Edwards with the latest on the efforts to control this fire.
The battle is on to try to contain the Camp Creek fire.
There's a lot of stuff out there that is dry and ready to burn a little bit.
A lightning strike Thursday night started the fire. It's in the Bull Run watershed and just a few miles from Portland Water Bureau's Headworks treatment facility. But so far, it's not threatening the facility.
Fortunately, right now, there's no immediate impacts to our drinking water. So our drinking water continues to be safe, high quality, great to drink, and continue to use as you normally would use.
But the Portland Water Bureau is closely monitoring the fire.
One of our top priorities with this is protecting our employees. And so if this fire were to threaten our treatment facilities, we would want to evacuate our employees. And if we did that, we would have to switch off our Bull Run source.
Firefighters are attacking the flames in a couple of ways. There are roads in the area that allow firefighters to bring in equipment to help build fire lines on the ground.
There are also aircraft, helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft that have been dropping water on the fire today and yesterday.
Right now, there's no timetable for when the fire will be under control.
It's, a very dense forest with a lot of fuels, and so it may take a little bit of time to get it fully contained and out.
You can follow the Portland Water Bureau on social media and their website at portland.gov/water for the latest water quality information. Art Edwards, KGW News.
Yeah, we'll be following that throughout the weekend for you. In developing news, police have identified the name of the man killed in a shooting in southeast Portland. This happened a few minutes before 4 in the morning on southeast 188th Avenue along East Burnside. Police say that was when they arrived. They found 61-year-old James Wilson dead at the scene. No word if any suspects or have been arrested at this point, but detectives don't believe there's any danger to the public. And we have new information on a hit and run in northeast Portland. An 18-year-old now faces attempted murder and other charges after police say the suspect intentionally ran over a woman following a dispute on Lombard and 72nd Avenue just after 3:30 this morning. The victim was sent to the hospital and is in critical condition tonight. At new at 11, it is a spot along East Burnside that's hard to miss. The beloved Hippo hardware store, famous for its Hippo art columns, fears this could be the last year that it'll be in business. The quirky spot features some vintage items that date back into the 1860s, including elaborate chandeliers, crystal doorknobs, and even pastel toilets. We talked to the owner of the iconic store, Stephen Miller, who said when word got out that he might close down, an influx of people came down to buy items and memorabilia.
I feel like it's been a grace that we have survived, and we want what we're looking for is just to, have a good life. Nobody wants to be a millionaire. We just want to grow old. I'd like to leave this place to my employees as a legacy of all their hard work.
After all this support, Miller hopes more people will buy and help other longtime businesses in the Portland area. Well, teachers and students are preparing to return to school all across our area. In fact, one Southwest Washington district is scheduled to start classes on Monday, but that is up in the air tonight. Contract negotiations are ongoing in the Camas School District, but teachers say they're prepared to strike on the first day of school if a deal isn't reached. Thomas Schultz has more.
A quiet playground could remain silent for a little while longer. Negotiators continue to work toward a deal between teachers and administrators in the Camas School District. Educators say they're prepared to strike if a deal isn't reached, but hope it doesn't come to that.
We want to get this done, and we want to get this done soon.
Michael Sanchez says the biggest holdup in negotiations are wages. Teachers are seeking close to a 9% raise. Camas Superintendent John Anzalone says he agrees teachers deserve higher wages.
I want to make sure that our teachers are compensated well, they feel valued, because I always say happy teachers, happy kids.
But he says student learning will suffer if kids are not in school.
Kids need to be in school. We're coming off of a pandemic still. We can't have kids not learning, and every single day counts. Every single minute counts.
The school district has said that if there is a strike, missed school days will be made up. But some parents are concerned their students' education could suffer from more missed time.
A little frustrated with the fact that they might not be going to school right away, especially with the 1 year that we had where they weren't in school.
Brian Griffith said he'd like to see teachers get the raises they're looking for, but he also has kids who have suffered from past remote learning. He wants them back in school as soon as possible.
The kids are already behind. I know, I've got 4 of them.
While wages are being negotiated, it's not the only issue. Sanchez says educators also want to see equitable funding for music and PE classes as well as campus libraries. He says funding for those programs is currently up to principals, which can lead to wide fluctuations in funding for programs across the district.
So, for example, one building, elementary music, might get $0. Another one might get a pretty substantial amount.
But regardless of the issue, here, parents hope when the first bell rings, students will be in their seats and teachers in their classrooms, too. In Camas, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
And teachers in the Evergreen School District are also threatening to strike if they can't finalize a contract. They're supposed to begin school on Wednesday. A state mediator is now involved there.